you could please just say your name and the projects you're affiliated with.
Hi, my name is Ira Wallace, and I live here at Acorn Community Farm in Central Virginia. It's the home of Southern Exposure Seed Exchange, a worker-owned co-op community business. We sell an heirloom open pollinated seeds. We offer information about seed saving and gardening to those who come to our website or through our catalog, and try to be good citizens in the local food movement. And I'm excited about this new BIPOC-led community initiative that's happening here in Louisa County, I hope, but it'd be fine with me if it happens anywhere close by where I could offer support and help. And I'm excited about that because, Black and brown people do a lot of the farming work in this country, but the control of farmland is not held in that same way. And this community harnessing the values that you get from being a cooperative entity, but with the cultural values of Black and brown people, more valuing family and children than many of the communities that I'm associated with, who are very great communities, but it doesn't prioritize making a place where someone who already has children, say, can live, or adding the elders when they need to come into the fold and things like that. So I look forward to that. And honestly, rewriting the story of history. People think of Black people as having been drugged to this continent just to be brute labor, but they were also drugged for their knowledge and their experience in certain kinds of farming. There would not have been a rice culture in the low country of the Carolinas and Georgia if there had not been enslaved people to teach the Europeans how to grow rice, for example. Yeah. So I could go on, but I won't right now. You can ask me another question.
Okay. So you mentioned family being, one of the things that BIPOC folks value in building this community. What does a family mean to you and to BIPOC people?
Well, I think it is both the family you were born into and the family that you grew into, because for lots of BIPOC people, it's a neighbor who becomes very close to your family, who is also a part of your family. And that goes beyond you just working on a project together. It can be generations long, like, I have who I call my cousin, but who actually is a biological child of a neighbor who my grandmother unofficially adopted, and who, is a person who lives in our home place and carries on our family traditions. And so it's both the biological generations that you're attached to, and having, if someone is important to you, that the other members of their family are also important to you.
Yeah. So you are coming to a time in your career as a farmer and community builder where you're seeing young women try to ask you for advice on building community, and you're connected with women from the Ujamaa Project and with Serenity. How does it feel to know that people are going to try to carry on your legacy?
Well, I'm really excited that they're excited about the same things that I am, and I hope that I can, offer them guidance and information, and really pass on the contacts that I have made so that it'll be easier for them. Because, you know, one of the things about white people, they got connections. And, you know, I don't have that big connections with a big C, but I do know a lot of people. And it's really important to me to take these young, fired up women and introduce them so that they are have, if we don't have generational wealth, at least we have a passing on of contacts and information that might help us accumulate something for that is more available to Black and brown people. Uh, and I'm really thinking, you know, I grew up with my mom and her friends, and they had a little penny bank where they would put $1 a week and together, and then they would lend that money, and then whatever chunk they had at the end of the year to put in to one member in the group to either do something to fix up their house or help with their mortgage or start a little business. And by the time I came along, these ladies had known each other for 30 or 40 years, and they all owned their own houses, and one had a little beauty parlor in the back, and one took care, clipped dogs at home, and another one did sewing, and they had all helped each other get the equipment they needed to do that, and took care of each other's kids so they could do it. And yeah.
Yeah, that's community, that's family.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Ira, so much for your time.